Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm very ready.
I'm ready. Let's drink some wine. Hi, everyone. We are the Wine Brothers. I'm Bryan Hinschberger.
And I'm Paul Hinschberger.
And we're going to be tasting some awesome wines from way up north in Italy. Okay?
Yes.
So in the Lombardia region. Basically, smack dab in the middle of the north of Italy. So, Bon Vivant Imports, we import wines from Spain, we import wines from Italy. And this is a pretty cool little house we've been dealing with. It's a Fattoria il Gambero. The Ferrario family.
Ferrari.
Why isn't Hinschberger is nothing as cool as Ferrario? Mm-hmm. But, Vittoria Ferrario is the winemaker, and his wife Camilla, they own the property. They bought it back in 2003. So, now in Lombardia, there's several regions, and maybe you're familiar with one of the most famous replications of, traditional method champagne of the world, and in Italy it's Franciacorta. So in Lombardia, Franciacorta is still...
Most people are not very familiar with Franciacorta.
Oh, Franciacorta? You don't know Franciacorta? It's like Krug. So that's maybe more popular than anything else, but also another very popular region of Lombardia is the Oltrepo Pavese. So we're talking the southwest corner portion of Lombardia, just over the hills from essentially Piedmont. So you kind of cross over a little bit and you're in the heart of Asti and Alba, where Barolos and Barbarescos and unbelievable Barberas are made. So just due east and a little bit north is the Oltrepo Pavese. Very, very kind of unique region that does a lot of sparkling wines. It's not as famous for its bubbles as Franciacorta is, but the Oltrepo Pavese definitely does some nice frizzanti, lightly bubbled spumanti styles. In fact, we have two of those right now. We have two little bubblies, and not heavy bubbles. We're talking light frizzanti. You'll see them as we pour them. These wines are a Chardonnay and a Croatina, or Bonarda. We'll kind of get into that. But let's start with the Chardonnay.
Yeah.
This is known as Mercutio. So, kind of a fun little story. Vittorio's father, name is Paul, actually. Yeah, Paul.
Good guy.
It's a good guy right there. Paul, and then the grandfather, Victor, super into horse races. So, due to their love for, thoroughbred breeds of horses that used to do a lot of racing and they were really, really in tune with, they've chosen to name all their wines after these classic thoroughbreds throughout the 1900s, essentially, which is kind of fun. So, Mercutio, I bet he won a lot. Or she. Could have been a he or she. Mercutio's kind of, I suppose in Romeo and Juliet, more of a he.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, that's a family. I don't know.
Mercutio,
Anyways, it's delicious because it's named after a horse. So this is a Chardonnay. Very, very light bubbles. Look at the golden color on that. It's absolutely beautiful. The nose, I can smell it without really even having to be over there. Tell me, talk to me, Paul.
It's apples, pears, kind of. It kind of has a overripe apple note, but it's really quite.
I think that's what's like spewing out of the glass is this kind of neat, overripe pears and fruits, apples. Definitely a little bit of that kind of nice cheesy note also. Not super funk cheese, but mild funk cheese. Something kind of deliciously there.
Like Taleggio in northern Italy.
Oh, Taleggio, yes.
Maybe a little funkier than this, but...
yeah, Taleggio is definitely super fun. But, so anyways, golden color, really, really rich. Talk to me about this. We've a little bit of bubbles, so we're talking pretty much this closed tank fermentation that gives it a little bit of that extra bubble.
Yeah, it's very light, just kind of livens up the mouth. Good acidity. Really, the apples and that
Ooh.
cheese rind note kind of follows through.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's not a bad thing. It's very
Do you like cheese? Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody likes cheese. You want a little cheese in your wine? Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the apple, the texture of these kind of tree fruits, the apples and the pears, very very ripe. But I'm getting a myriad of colors of fruits. From yellow to green to trying to be red. Whatever happened to Red Delicious? Do you see those anymore?
No.
Like the perfectly shaped apples.
They're out of fashion.
They're out of fashion.
Mm-hmm. Because they're not really that tasty.
They're not that tasty.
I mean.
This isn't Red Delicious. This is Yellow Delicious. So, anyways, these guys have a very, very cool place. So, Fattoria il Gambero is actually named after the little stream that runs through the estate. They own about 11 hectare of area where all their vineyards sit. So, small, cute little family-owned place. And the little stream is known for the crayfish or the shrimp that are in there. So, they, in 2003, actually bought a shrimp farm and converted the farm into their cellar. Kind of exciting, yeah. So they turned the basement, which used to be all shrimp farm. Smell any shrimp? I don't. But they converted it all into their cellar, and everything's cool, gravity flow, no pumps. Very, very neat style of doing things.
It's because pumps suck. You get it?
Pumps suck! Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's carry on. So, now into something they call the Albarada. Fattoria il Gambero. This is a sparkling Bonarda. Now, hold on. Bonarda you may have heard of, may not have heard of. You can find it in Argentina. You can actually find it just over in the Piemonte region, just to the west of Lombardia. However, there's some definite confusion to be had with this varietal, because this is the Croatina varietal, 100% Croatina. Did you see the little bubbles? Not a lot, but a little. The Croatina varietal is actually known in Lombardia as being called Bonarda. So Bonarda elsewhere is totally a different varietal. So Bonarda is also known as Charbonneau, you may have heard of from the kind of Jura Savoy region of France, or even in California. Robert Foley does a killer Charbonneau.
Mm-hmm.
Big, tannic, really, really intense grape. This is Croatina Bonarda, sort of. And it is very, very light, very, very fresh, meant for drinking young, a little bit of bubbles. Paul, talk to me. What's on the nose? What's on the palate? Because the nose is just deliciously fresh.
It is, and it reminds me of like a Cru Beaujolais. Kind of has that.
Oh yeah.
Fresh fruitiness to it.
Maybe Fleury.
Fleury, yeah,
Fleury.
or a Moulin de Vent, something like that. Yeah,
And the very fresh bubbles in this, are delightful. We chilled this slightly. It's kind of meant to be slightly chilled, as obviously the white is as well. But this is ideal in hot tubs. Ideal on the back patio. It's really good with grilled foods.
Yeah, I would say this is a really good food wine. I mean,
It's killer.
Beaujolais is great with food. This would be good with food. It's light, easy drinking. Really, but fruity and earthy at the same time. It's got good minerality. It's got really everything you might want in a wine.
I was just gonna agree with you that it's got strawberries to raspberries to cherries, but then the acidity and the minerality kind of just lays down. It lays down a foundation, and it's backed with just kind of this overwhelming little sense of earth.
Yeah.
I think this is delightful. We're having a bunch of people over today, and I'm pretty excited because I think this one's going to go screaming well with everybody's mood. Mm-hmm. So, Fattoria il Gambero, Vittorio Ferrario is the winemaker. Cool family estate in the Oltrepo Pavese of Lombardia, northern Italy, and making awesome, lightly frizzante wines from the Croatina varietal, the Chardonnay varietal. They do some other things, but these are kind of our favorites that we like to focus on. So until next time, I hope you can find these and enjoy them, and cheers.
Cheers.